Good morning, Geo9ers. Today we're going to do 12.3. It is very short and sweet. It really is just a matter of filling in a couple of blanks on this chart. Let's start with what we already know. Oh, my phone is going to go crazy. And even crazier. Ooh, I like breakfast. Nice. Mother's Day plans over here. All right, lateral area of a prism. And if you're taking notes, just write this along the top of this because we're going to use the bottom for something else. Lateral area of a prism is a perimeter times height. For a pyramid, it is 1/2 perimeter times slant height. And we aren't dealing with spheres today. I got a little bit of foreshadowing of events to come. Surface area is lateral area plus, well, a prism has two bases, so we should add both of them. And for a pyramid, it is lateral area plus the only base that it has. Technically, this comes in 12.4, which is after 12.3, which is what we're doing today. And that is volume. Volume is base times height for a prism. So area of the base, big B, times H. For a pyramid, it is 1/3 base times height. And if we're actually at school, we have some neat little demonstrations where you fill up a prism and a pyramid with the same base and the same height. You fill them up with water. And if you empty them, you could empty 3 of these and it would fill this. Or you could empty this into there 3 times, either way. Okay, so today we are focused on a cylinder, which the book makes a big stink about and says, oh, it's a cylinder, ooh, it's something new and special, and I don't. I say a cylinder is a circular prism. Remember, a prism and a pyramid, for that matter, are both named after their bases. For a cylinder, the base is a circle. You might say, okay, well, you told me that in a prism, the bases were connected, were parallel and congruent and connected by a rectangle. Well, a piece of paper is a rectangle. If I fold it around, it forms the lateral sides. Where's my camera? The lateral sides of a cylinder. So it all works out to be exactly the same thing. Perimeter of a circle, well, that is the circumference. That is that 2 pi r thing, and h again. So I'll put that in parentheses. So we realize that that is the prism formula, which is specific to cylinders. Over here, I'm going to write it all out in its glorious form. 2 pi r h plus 2 of the bases. Well, the bases are circles. The area of the circle is pi r squared. So 2 pi r squared. Okay. Again, nothing new, nothing different, just applying the exact same formula to something whose base is now a circle. Also for a cone, 1/2 perimeter times slant height. Well, I'm going to write off at the bottom because we can simplify. We would have 1/2, the perimeter is 2 pi r, and the slant height we write as L. The 1/2 and the 2 cancel out, and so my formula for the lateral area of a cone is pi r L. I happen to like that one just because it seems to spell like pyral, like pearl, just slightly different pronunciation. The last thing for the day is the lateral area, pi r L, plus the base, which is 1 circle, pi r squared, gives us the surface area of a cone. And that is all the new stuff. Admittedly, we can play around with this stuff and have a shape which is a combination of things. So be careful when they're asking for the surface area, what surfaces are actually on the surface. For example, this Gatorade bottle right here looks basically like a cylinder with a cone on top. The bottom of the cylinder is there. I had to make it out of plastic, or they made it out of plastic. But the top of the cylinder, and for that matter, the bottom of the cone, they certainly did not. Technically, it's not a cone because it doesn't come to a point. It's kind of slanting up and then it just stops. So it's like a cone missing a cone. Interesting. So if I were to find what height it would actually come to a point at, I could subtract off the little cone to figure out the volume. Stuff that you can definitely play around with in the homework. Tonight you're going to do 12.3. As I've said, we've already covered these two formulas for 12.4. We've just got to fill out this last column, have a couple of theorems which are going to sound somewhat familiar, and that's going to round out the year. So do have a good weekend, and I will catch up with you next week. Bye-bye.